been a derelict, derelict. All my friends, they wish me dead, they wish me dead. Every day is filled with dread, filled with dread. All my life been a derelict. I've got the time swallowing me, falling into everything that I do, everything I kiss to and feel so typical. I've got the diamond swallowing me, falling into everything that I do, everything I kiss to and feel so typical. I've been a derelict, never change, yeah, I swear to it. And of all the times I've been down and out, this time was different, I welcomed it. Every day that I fail to quit, I wind up here in the state I'm in. The heavy weight, cause it's bound to break, I need a break, so the skin I'm in. Tip of my tongue tastes like battery acid. Try to push forward, I cannot push past it. Feel the blood on my tongue, it tastes metallic. Another day passes, I don't break the habit. I've got the diamond swallowing me, falling into everything that I do, everything I kiss to and feel so typical. I've got the diamond swallowing me, falling into everything that I do, everything I kiss to and feel so typical. So typical. I've got this diamond swallowing me, falling into everything that I do, everything I kiss to and feel so typical. I've got this diamond swallowing me, falling into everything that I do, everything I kiss to and feel so typical. There's been plenty of moments that I fell in hard times. More often than not, getting faded was my lifeline. I realized that I've always struggled with change, but sometimes you gotta rearrange before you go insane. I've been doing my best to stay true to myself, put my next foot forward and smoking dope for my health. I never give up the music till I'm rolling in wealth. Some days I swear this basement's my own personal hell. Well, I love the sound of the city. Goddamn, I love the sound of the city. Yeah, yeah. I'm wide awake when you're with me. I feel better when you got my back, yeah. Red eyes, I'm sky high. I think this might be the best night that I've ever had, that I've ever spent with you. I confess I'm obsessed with the sex. Heart palpitations every time that she texts. I admit that we ain't always been the best for each other, but what is love without the little test? Girl, you know you're my sneaky link. When I'm with you, my ego shrink. I'm just craving time for us alone. I think about you every time I'm home smoking dope. I love the sound of the city. Goddamn, I love the sound of the city. Yeah, yeah. I'm wide awake when you're with me. I feel better when you got my back. Yeah. Red eyes, cause I'm sky high. I think this might be the best night that I've ever had, that I've ever spent with you.
What's up, everybody? Happy Monday. Glad to see a nice little crowd here. For those of you that I may or may not see throughout the rest of the week, plan to stream Wednesday and Friday as well. But Merry Christmas to all of you. Happy New Year's as well. Happy holidays, whatever you want to say. Make sure you guys spend some time with your family, with your friends, and the people that are important. There's a lot of people that wish they could, still spend time with people that they can't anymore. So anyways, did want to address this. So I know you guys are seeing me being the quote unquote link shiller right now. Guys, I'm just trying to put out there that I'm getting you the best deal possible with a solid exchange, trying to get you guys percentage off fees. I've always told you that I have my best intentions are for you. Sorry, that was a lot of mumbling. I have your best intentions with everything that I do. So my point is like, hey, if I can use my platform to go to a major exchange and say, hey, I'll advertise for you or whatever, but I want you to give my followers and the people that click the link a percentage off fees. So one, you guys are benefiting, the exchange is benefiting, and I'm benefiting. So everybody is, everybody is in a circle doing that thing that, never mind. But, just trying to benefit you guys the best I can. I do want to shout out Coincatch again for sponsoring the stream. Look into their Christmas special. It's pretty sweet. If you get up to 100K trading volume before the end of December, you get like $800 for free. So if you're smart, put 10K on the exchange, do 10 trades, then you can buy whatever else you want for the bull run. But anyways, Anchor, what's up? Nice to see you first. What's up? Yes, sir. How do I say, I always feel like I am saying your name wrong. Is it like, and I'm going to say it like this. Is it like yes, sir? Like yes, sir, or yes, sir? I want to make sure I'm saying it right. I'm not just botching it because I feel bad. What's up, Steve? What's up, Nick? I work in a restaurant. I have to work both Christmas days. Know what job you choose. Yeah, that's rough. But who the hell goes out to eat on Christmas Day? Christmas Eve, I kind of understand. But Christmas Day? Really? We need to bring back home cooking. For real. I think a lot of people could benefit from it. Not just having, a lot of people could benefit from it. All right, let's get into some TA. I'm super stoked. Why? Well, we're, 2% off all-time highs. And I know you guys, I know that there are people watching. What about that UFC on Saturday? Dude, that was the worst UFC I've ever watched. It was so boring. And I knew it would be boring because Colby is the most boring fighter, and Leon is also boring. So it's kind of like, damn, Bitcoin's really moving. Good for that. So you guys are gonna hear that alert. That's my Bitcoin alert. I have one at 42.5. I forgot to delete it. It means nothing now, but anyways, in my opinion, super boring. There really wasn't a good fight, in my opinion. It was either someone getting dominated or boring, right? Like Josh Emmett and Bryce Mitchell. You'd think it'd be a good fight on paper. It ended fairly quickly. Then you had Stephen Thompson and that he's not Ukrainian. He is Kazakhstan. That guy just dominated him the whole time. So they all work, whatever you're feeling comfy saying. All right, well, I'm just going to keep botching it, I guess. 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu Fairfield, howdy. Oh, what's up, man? How's it going? Yeah, I'm over with Robbie at Limitless. I joined like 6 months ago, but I've been doing jujitsu off and on my whole life. I know Zach really well. But anyways, TA. So, my biggest thing is we're close to all-time highs, right? Super awesome. And everybody and their mother is still doom posting. They're saying, oh, we're just going to get we're going to hit 5K or whatever, and then we're just going to go to zero. They're posting the fractal from the 20s in 2008. Everyone's talking about the yield curve inversion. And my only, it's not that I don't think it's possible that we put in a slightly higher high and then maybe we go down to like 3,000. But there's a couple of things that are stopping me from thinking this way. And I could be wrong at the end of the day. I don't want you guys to think that I'm like the trading god. I'm not. I could absolutely be wrong. But my thing is, the economy is so much different today than it was in 2008, especially the 70s, and especially during the Great Depression. Like, I don't think people realize how much has changed in 15 years. Like, think about in 2008, like YouTube, and think how different YouTube is today. Think about like just general internet, right? We're also in a technological advance. We have AI popping off. We have new medical studies being done. We have Ozempic. In America, Ozempic's going to be enormous, and insurance companies are covering it, right? I know these are small examples. My point is, we are very, what's the word I'm looking for? Diverse. We are more diverse now than all throughout human history. On top of that, we have the most sidelined capital in human history. On top of that, we have the largest wealth transfer happening in human history. From the baby boomers to the silent generation, them dying and passing on their assets. I got in this little debate with Savage Sharts. All respect to him. I don't want you guys to take what I'm saying that I'm bashing him, but 80% of the boomers and silent generation own their house. The average house in America is almost $500,000. That money is going to be passed down to other generations. They're going to have so much money. There's so much extra money to do stuff. And on top of all the diversity, the technological advances, I mean, you could make the argument debt, inflation, but I just don't see it. The lower and middle class don't determine what the market and economy do. It's the upper class and the people with money. That, and I don't know about you guys, but I'm not seeing any lack of spending anywhere. Yes, people are putting on their credit cards, but I mean, you can't even get in a restaurant around here without putting in a reservation. Like a nicer restaurant. But even still, like the hole-in-the-wall restaurants are always packed. Last night, I was at and the 10th Planet guy, I went to Kumite last night to watch a couple of my buddies were fighting in it. I went to that last night. Sunday night. It's packed. People are drinking. They're eating. They're spending money. I mean, I just don't see the argument that, everyone's just fucked. I know there are people that are getting fucked, but I don't see it yet. I don't think we're going to have some crazy recession crash, something that goes to zero. I just don't see how it's possible. And if you guys have any outside opinions or anything you want to add to that could change my opinion, I'm open ears. And I'm not like some guy that's just set in his ways and set to a bias. I'm totally open to adjusting, but I just don't see it, right? I just don't see it. Pretty boring. We're all getting tired, and Stephen Thompson was losing, disappointing. Dude, you know what the most entertaining part of that fight was Sean Strickland fighting Drickus in the crowd. You got rate cuts coming next year. Why should it be doom? You also have the housing market coming back down. For those of you who don't know, I'm looking to move back to South Florida, and the homes have dropped. A $700,000 home is now $625 to $600, and that's over the last 6 months. That's good. That's really good. change your mind when Profit Blue and Cabo become bullish. I don't think they ever will. And it's not necessarily changing your mind. It's just adjusting to what the chart gives you and what's happening in the economy. If Russia drops a nuke on us, obviously everything's going to change and you need to change with it. But anyways, SPX, looking at all-time highs as resistance. Maybe we consolidate under resistance before breaking out. Maybe we break and then pull back before going higher. Those are kind of my scenarios. Moving on. Actually, I do want to look at the NASDAQ. Yeah, I saw a chart that was like, the NASDAQ's putting in a double top. Well, what about when the NASDAQ put in a double top here? And then we just kept going up. Yeah, sure, we got the COVID crash, but kept going up. So I'm a non-believer in the double top here. But, I mean, NASDAQ, all-time highs, I think. No, we were slightly below all-time highs, like very slightly. I mean, this is a 0.38%. Crazy. Crazy. DXY, I want to see 100 break. We got our breakdown, retest, continuation, same thing from last week. Nothing to add here. Looking at this 100 area of support, would really like to see it break down. Total. I'd like to see more consolidation. We moved up like 80%, right? 70, almost 70%. It's 80% on Bitcoin. We have 70%. We need some consolidation before breaking this larger resistance to move higher, in my opinion. Tether, would really like to see 5.66 break. Looks like we're consolidating on support. Wouldn't surprise me if we might maybe retest 6.4 before heading down. But we could just, go down and continue. Not much to add there. Again, it's the beginning of the week. We'll have more to add on Friday for sure. It's the beginning of the week. It's hard to look at a weekly chart and make, crazy assumptions when you're only a day in. So Bitcoin Daily. The title of the stream says Bitcoin is pumping, but not for long. This is why I think so. Bollinger Bands. We need to tighten them. We need to consolidate more. It's the same thing as this, right? We need to consolidate. We could even do this. We could put in a higher high and do this. And I'll show you an example of it. After the COVID crash in 2020, look at the distance between this upper and lower band. Yes, we get a slightly higher high. Everyone was like, oh, this, that. There was no volume behind it. And we ended up forming a much larger range before officially breaking out. So, in my opinion, we do something like this. We get a nice big range, get these bands to squeeze in, and then rip back upwards. Unless there's a reversal to the downside. I mean, you can always rip down, or I guess dump down. But in my opinion, I think we need to see more consolidation. I don't think that this pump has legs. It could. A lot of things can change. I've seen crazier things happen. But worst case scenario, which I think gets a lot of FOMO, would be this. Put in a slightly higher high. Everyone thinks it's a breakout. It'll be on low volume. So basically you'll see volume do this. Don't long that. Do not long that if that happens. Right? If you see flat volume on a breakout, that's a fake out. And, but yeah, I mean, slightly higher high, maybe. And then we come back down and consolidate before breaking out. I mean, and I'm not a fractal person. I don't want to put this fractal on and then you guys be like, oh, this is exactly what's going to happen, because it's probably not what's going to happen exactly, but I'm just trying to give you an idea, right? An idea of what could happen, or like what's the most likely to happen and how it'll look, but it's probably not going to be the same. So let's get our ghost bars. I always forget where these are. I use TradingView every day and I don't know where the ghost bars are. There we are. Bars pattern. Okay. Oh, I hate that. Let's just move this over. And again, this is just a baseline. This isn't, don't take this as, oh my God, this is going to happen over the next month. I just think that, one, we still have bearish divergences on the daily that need to play out as well. But if you expand this, why did it do that? So if we expand this, maybe we get something. I don't think we go this low. Okay, let's say our range is this. Let's just say we get this, right? You get that higher high. I don't think we go that high if we do. But you get that higher high, immediately retrace, maybe another high, and you're essentially just allowing these bands to come in so you can get that volatility. Think of a bouncy ball. When you put compression on a bouncy ball, it's going to rip upwards or downwards, right? So you're essentially making a giant bull flag to create volatility. Again, on the daily, you look at MACD and RSI, you got all these divergences, and they still haven't played out. You either need consolidation or you need to drop to 38K. One of the two. Maybe you could consider this bullish divergence, but that's not enough for me, right? Because on top of that, you also have volume divergence as well, or volume exhaustion there. As we're going up, we have volume going down. So again, be very, very careful. I know a lot of you guys get antsy and you make a trade, you jump the gun a little early. Make sure you're looking at volume, because if this thing puts in a higher high, right, and volume's like, up to here, that's a fake out, right? You're buying a fake out, sell that, or at least put your stops tight. How big is the chance the Bitcoin ETF will get rejected? If rejected, it will be a huge dump. I don't think so. I think it'll get passed. I mean, here's the thing. And this is outside of like finance and investing. This is actually getting into tech. The U.S. government, one, is changing next year. You have elections coming in. The newer generation is tech savvy. They're getting into crypto. They want to be a part of crypto. Crypto's innovation. If you think about it very, very simply, crypto's innovation. What are these other countries doing? And again, if you're from another country, I'm really only referring to the U.S. because what we're dealing with crypto regulation is ridiculous, because the SEC won't even lay out a template of what you need to do. That's part of the problem with a lot of these exchanges. They want to get into the U.S. They should be able to get in the U.S., but the damn SEC won't say, hey, this is what you need to do. This is the rule. These are the rules you need to follow. They won't do that. So moving on. The rest of the world that's using crypto is innovating. The United States is saying no crypto. We don't want crypto. Ban it. You got Janet Yellen running her yap. She's like, oh, I'm 80 years old and I don't understand how to drive a car, so I'm going to make decisions on, financial decisions for everybody. Like, it's ridiculous. She's an idiot. A lot of them are. And they don't know what they're talking about. And they have never done research. They don't even know how to say Binance. That's how bad it is. So you have the rest of the world innovating and the U.S. isn't. Well, these new politicians that are coming in are seeing that, and they're saying, okay, we need to innovate, because if we fall behind, we're screwed, right? And that goes for any country. Any country with a brain or like legibility is going to say, hey, there's some of this crypto stuff is bullshit, but a lot of it's innovation. And a lot of it has to do with AI and database and data collection and transactions. It's not just, Cumcoin going up 100x, let's buy it. A lot of this has a lot of functionality between database, data security. I mean, think about it this way. If you're a major hospital, or even all of the major hospitals in the U.S., I think South Korea does this. I need to double check. Imagine if they took a blockchain database. They assigned you a number. So everyone in the U.S. gets a number. Let's say my number is 1234. Yeah, it wouldn't be, but let's say it is. And let's say every hospital has access to that database. They look at, they pull out your license, 1234, bam. They see your whole medical history. They see what blood type you are. They see if you've had major surgeries. They see everything medically. If that's the case, right? You're getting faster treatment. You're not sitting in a damn medical office for an hour filling out paperwork, because it's all readily available. And this is what I'm talking about. This isn't just currency and transactions. This is a lot of data management and data security. And if I'm on life, let's say I get into a wreck and I'm, on my deathbed, so to speak, and they need information quick in the ambulance, 1234 in the computer, everything's there. They know blood type, everything. They don't have to run any tests. They just know everything that's there. So, in my opinion, we are missing out on a massive form of innovation, and it will change after the Biden administration is gone. Whether you like Biden or not, you cannot deny innovation. You cannot say, hey, we're going to let the whole world progress and we're not. Because when you do that, you lose every single time. Every civilization loses when they get lazy and stop innovating. So anyways, rant over. Let's take a look at the 4 hour, and then I'm going to get into Bitcoin dominance and talk about alts. I want to look at Ethereum. So, again, guys, we're pumping. Volume's going down, right? This is not a pump that's going to last. Could it? Maybe. Probably not. Again, I'd like to see something like that. Longer range, bring those Bollinger Bands in, give me a reversal pattern at the end, and we'll long. I also wouldn't mind seeing maybe we get something like this, right? A much larger range, a much bigger retest, a bigger reset for these indicators. Again, none of it's wrong or invalid. And currently, if you're confused and you're like, oh, well, you're giving all these different scenarios, like, yeah, but ultimately I'm waiting for the trade setup. Because within this consolidation, especially, let's say Bitcoin, let's say since 25K, we've done this, right? But you're going to have consolidation, you're going to have pullbacks, you're going to do this along the way. What I do is I look for a setup in this consolidation, pullback, whatever it is. For those of you that are new, and by the way, I live stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 4 to 5 p.m. Eastern time. For those of you that are new, I missed this move because there wasn't a setup in my cards, and it sucked. And a lot of it was news driven because of the ETF. However, I did trade a lot of this, and I got in here, long the breakout, and rode this all the way to 42K. Ended up making almost $20,000. So, I missed probably a good chunk of the move. But the whole point is, like, as a trader, you're looking for those setups. And if they don't happen, sucks, right? It sucks. But at the same time, this is why I have a dollar cost average. This is why I have a long-term investment. This is why I have spot positions that we bought way, a year and a half ago. The Fed hates Bitcoin and crypto, so I see the ETF being rejected. I don't think the Fed hates crypto. I think because Gary Gensler was a full supporter of algo. But anyways, I think that crypto is new, and as much as we want to point the finger and say the Fed sucks, they are trying to protect us. I mean, that's their job. Protect us, I mean the U.S. They're trying to protect people, and again, another problem is they won't do their own research. They only look at, the Silk Road, and they think that Bitcoin's just a scam, and it's just used for drug trafficking and terrorism, which it's not. Actually, the dollar is used way more than Bitcoin has ever been, and it's all documented. That's the thing with Bitcoin. It's all documented. You can look it up. But the whole thing is, like, they're trying to protect people, but they're unwilling to learn. And that's the problem. So what we need to do is get people that want to protect us and are willing to learn and make adjustments. Right? We have these mummies working in office right now, and they're like, they need to get out. It's time to go. What's up, Esteezy? How's it going? All right, let's keep moving on. Bitcoin dominance. Gonna go to the weekly. So we talked, and I'm not liking this so far. We talked last week about a potential head and shoulders reversal. If we start rejecting this 54-ish% area, you have that head and shoulders forming possibility. This is what we're looking at, right? You have your neckline here, maybe a little higher, maybe here, somewhere in there. I mean, essentially losing 51 because we know it's a massive support level now. It was resistance. And personally, I'd like to see this dip and come back up. I don't like seeing this candle because that makes me less confident this will play out. But, it could still do this. Be a little weird looking, but it could still do it. Anyways, Bitcoin dominance has been showing signs of exhaustion for the last couple weeks. We have clear divergences on RSI and MACD. Unfortunately, you can't use volume for this chart, so we are just going to turn it off so we can see a little bit better. But ultimately, guys, Bitcoin's been stealing the show, and alts haven't done shit yet. So what are we looking for? If Bitcoin dominance is exhausting, and we're looking at a trend reversal for Bitcoin dominance. Alts are going to have their quote-unquote alt season. I don't think it'll be a true alt season, but it'll be a moment for alts to shine. You know, you'll probably see a $500 to $600 Tau. You'll probably see, you know, a lot of these coins that really haven't done anything, because Bitcoin's up almost 3x. Like Crow's only up 2x, right? You'll probably see Crow do really well. And I'm just using these as an example. You probably see Matic do decent. Again, Ethereum. And part of that reason for Ethereum, I mean, look at Ethereum to Bitcoin. You're on a major support level, right? You have not broken down. Ethereum hasn't moved at all yet, right? So if this thing shoots up, it's huge. If we break this and continue moving on, huge, right? So if I were you, knowing that Bitcoin dominance looks like it's exhausting, knowing that Ethereum to Bitcoin is on support, look to trade Ethereum, right? Look to get in Ethereum. Ethereum hasn't done anything these last couple months. Nothing. It's hardly moved compared to Bitcoin. Sure, you know, we're up decent from the bottom. But look at that. I mean, this thing broke out, retested support. I'd love to see some consolidation, get that reversal, and boom, we hit it to like three something, mid threes, maybe 4K, maybe 3.6. You know, something big, nice Ethereum move. Ethereum to Bitcoin takes some dominance back. Bitcoin dominance has its reversal. You know, ultimately, this is probably going to do something like this, right? We know it's not just as simple as a one move down, one move up. But Ethereum, that's the trade. I think Ethereum is the big trade, or the, not like, I don't want to say like the last big trade of the year, but it's probably going to be the big trade to either start next year or end this year. To what extent do you think the functionality of crypto affect their values today? To me, I honestly think they're all just supply and demand, regardless of how useful the coin is. It depends on the coin. And it also depends on what we do in the future with it, and if we ever innovate. Because you could have like AI, or like gaming especially. Like look at GTA 6 is coming out. They're planning on, I'm sure Rockstar is going to have some type of crypto that people can buy and use in the game. I mean, that's going to have use. For AI, you know, you're going to have, whether it be database management, because AI is really just database. It's not truly AI yet. For me, it's just, and it's going to be hard to explain. It's how much use, or how much how much potential does that coin have right now? But when it actually comes through and we actually decide to innovate, which one is chosen for that role? So back to my medical thing, right? You could have, I don't know, I'm just going to make it up. You could have medical coin, you know, right? And all it does is manages the database and all of the users' data in hospitals. And that's huge. And whether it be a coin system or just a simple database system, that's how it's accessed. That is enormous, and that's huge. And that's enormous and huge. Wow, I said the same thing twice. Sorry, I'm still a little sick. I remember I got into ICP around $3. Sorry, I couldn't read that because you're calling Twitter. Just wanted to say thanks. Didn't have on my radar until you mentioned it. Oh, and anytime, man. Yeah, I took a couple coins like Link, ICP, Digibyte, Crow. I think I did as well. And I was like, hey, you know, when your chart looks like this, when you're down 99%, I mean, unless you're Luna, the only way you're looking is up. So pretty nice. I bought somewhere like around here. I think $3 or $4, somewhere in there. So doing pretty good. Not nothing to complain about yet. But another one I wanted to talk about today was Link before I end the stream. Link. Guys, Link hasn't done anything for the last 45 days. It's done, not 45. Sorry, this is not a, actually, is it? Is this December 19th? Wow, it's close, like 35 days. So we haven't done anything in 35 days. Yes, we had a huge move up, right? This is consolidation. Look at what happened when we consolidated last time, right? Look at looking in the past, right? You have this period of, huge upward move, pullback, consolidation. You get that reversal, bam, another move upwards. That's what I'm looking for. This big move, imagine if that was like on Ethereum, right? All the signs and signals say, look for longs on alts. Start looking for opportunities. Maybe we get one more from Bitcoin. I'm not sure, right? I'm not a crystal ball, no matter how many of you think I have one. But the signs and signals are pointing towards alt trade. So if you get a solid alt trade, take it. I have not looked at INJ. Damn, your voice can bear. Well, I'm also kind of dehydrated right now, dude. I trained for 2 hours today. I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted. I need to, as soon as I drink some water, it'll be fine. All right, guys. I think I'm going to end it there. Pretty hungry. I need to make some food. Like I said, I trained for too long today. And all we did was roll the whole time. So it was just like sparring rounds for an hour and a half. So one thing I did want to note, at the beginning of January, I'm starting the daily private analysis. I've tweeted a couple things about it. It's also listed. I don't think it's not listed on Patreon yet because I'm not listing it until December 30th. If you're interested in that and want more details, there's details on Twitter. You can DM me. You can ask. But yeah, basically it's just every day private analysis. We're going to go through everything. Be about 30 minutes to an hour long, talking about charts, finance, anything related to anything. So like anything related to anything. How do rate cuts affect the market? How does the dollar and the S&P 500 affect Bitcoin? What do their movements look like? What does confluence look like? If there's a trade set up or we're in a trade, we follow it and we go over, hey, what am I looking for to sell? What am I looking for to, start that buy? For those of you who don't know, we were in a trade this weekend. Unfortunately, it got invalidated. But this is what I'm talking about, right? At first, this looked pretty decent. We had a nice little double bottom here. Unfortunately, dipped a little lower than I'd like. But you get to see that, and you get to see how that thought process is, what the risk management is. You're learning a ton of shit every single day. So if you're interested in that, I think it's also posted in my Discord. So check it out if you want.